There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy, Pepsi, the dude with attitude. So crack a 40 and check your rollies. I hope everyone is having a peptastic time. I hope everyone's having a peptastic weekend as we get closer and closer to the end of the decade, the end of the year, to Christmas, the rise of Skywalker, so many things. But right now, we are getting to over halfway through The Mandalorian, and today we are giving you another review, Episode 5. Visually, just like the rest of the episodes, stunning. If anything, this episode might have been the most stunning yet because of the way they went about it. We returned to a very familiar planet, and they did shot for shot what it was in the movie. They just removed something. Now, I'm not saying it's from the same shot, but it mimics the same shot, which made it so much more beautiful, nostalgic, and just overall fantastic to watch. There was a lot of new characters in this, but there wasn't really anything to build off of with Mando. Not too much. But the direction of the character, the side character that was in this, the development that he took was really interesting, and I liked the way they went about it. So they did great with character development. Story and overall, this episode is definitely in my top 3, but it's not my favorite. I liked this episode better than episode 1, and I liked it better than episode 2. I did not like it better than 3. And I probably didn't like it better than 4. My list probably goes 3, then 4, then this. Now, 2 and 1 were still good, but I feel like 1 was gearing up for everything. Then 2 was kind of like a slow, thing getting ready to get right to the top, and then boom, everything just went down. But not down in a bad way. So far, the story is really good. Now, I would give this episode a 9 out of 10 because there's a part that they tried to make comedic that in no universe should be comedic. It should not be or comical. It should not be funny. This part should be serious. They made a mistake though. It wasn't overly bearing, but you're gonna know it when you see it. It involves a scene. Probably almost halfway through. So, my roommate did not watch this. I watched this twice. My roommate did not watch this. But I did watch it with a friend. We were, watching it, technically, watching it while on our mics. And he really enjoyed it too. There's a lot of stuff he liked about it. He was saying from the first 2 minutes that he already liked the episode and this and that. So, but I don't have any ratings that he gave me. So all I can tell you is that I personally give the episode a 9 out of 10 overall. Now, for those that want me to go more in depth, go ahead and stay, but for those that don't want any spoilers, go ahead and leave. You have 30 seconds to leave. For those that are here, just a reminder that the same people that leaked the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series all the way back in March, and then it got confirmed, are the people that are now saying that not only will Darth Maul show up in the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, but he's going to have his own show. Now, when is not currently known. They're also talking about making a live-action Thrawn series, which if you don't know what that is, read the EU or read the canon. Excellent character. Watch Rebels if you want just a taste of Thrawn, because he is incredible. And yes, I said taste of Thrawn, so I don't know. Alrighty, you guys, so now, spoilers. We start out the show really strong. we have this space battle out of nowhere, and it's pretty good with the graphics. This random guy, and he ends up messing up the Mandalorian ship, and he ends up going down to this planet that shot for shot is the Tatooine. Go back and watch A New Hope. The very beginning of New Hope, you see a little, you see that freighter going straight, and then you see it getting chased by a Star Destroyer. Remove the freighter and remove the Star Destroyer, and just watch, and you'll see, because that's what it shows in this scene. Just takes those away. Now, I'm not saying it's the same scene with those removed. I'm just saying they mimicked it well, and I loved it. The lighting, everything was so good. When I saw it, I was just, oh, it was great. So he goes down, and there are a few people that are saying they don't like that this took place on Tatooine because it seems kind of generic or cliche. It's not. He's Mandalorian. He's a bounty hunter, and this was the closest planet. There's a lot, and for the people that say, "Oh my God, there's so many sand planets," one, Tatooine wasn't always a sand planet, and two, yeah, there is, but there's a lot of other planets too. And I don't see nothing wrong with them going to Tatooine. They had to do it at one point. If they would have done it in the very first episode, I would have been mad. But we've been like I found out in the last episode, I thought that was Endor. It wasn't. It was one of the moons. So no, like honestly, they've been showing us so many different planets and whatnot. This is the first familiar planet. I like what they're doing. The planets have been beautiful, and I don't mind if they give us a little bit of nostalgia and take us back to another one. And they did this one really good. Uh, I don't know if he went into the exact. Okay, so he goes and he talks to this lady, and she's trying to repair his ship with droids, and he won't have it. So he just tells her to fix his stuff, and then he goes off to this cantina. And some people are saying it's the same cantina that Han, and yes, Han fucking shot first. My point is that I don't know if it was, but there was, there was a feeling to it of nostalgia, so. I don't know if it was, but anyway, after he gets done talking to the droid about the Bounties Guild or whatever, there's this guy sitting over there, and he wants to talk to him about a job hunting down this girl, and or this woman. And this woman also, the actor that plays her is also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so be sure to check that show out. But she did good in this. And anyway, so he ends up talking him into it, and they go track him down, and they go outside, and they get on these speeders, which was cool. And they even the new guy who's trying to become a bounty hunter, which is what I loved about this story. It's a story of a young bounty hunter trying to become, or a young guy, trying to become something. He's trying to become a bounty hunter. It's really cool. And he mentions Corellia, which is cool because that's the planet that that's a system that Han's from. That's where Han's from, so Han Solo's from. So that was pretty cool. And they take off on their bikes through the desert, and they're gonna head after the woman. And the new guy gets off his bike and looks through these binocular type things. And when he does, he's talking about how, well, they're going to just have to let us pass. Looking at these things, and what are these things? They're Tusken Raiders. They're far off, right? Now, I think this is a callback to A New Hope, but New Hope did it better. It makes sense. All Tusken Raiders, except the babies, are hostile. And this is the part that's comedic that I don't agree with. He's looking through the binoculars, then he looks over to them, and they're just standing there. Which is cool. They got the sounds, they got the costumes and everything right. It's just, Tusken Raiders aren't going to just come up and stare at you and be like, okay, turn. Okay, roar! They're not going to do that. It was very out of character. Now you could argue, and this is my argument, because while it was made for comedy, obviously, but what I'm gonna put in my head so that it'll work for, because every time I watch it, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna look at it like this: the Mandalorian. They walked up there and then they saw the Mandalorian there, so they didn't do anything. But then they turned and saw the guy and the binoculars, so they just stood there for a minute and we're waiting to see what he would do. And the moment he turned at him, he kind of startled them. So they went, they said their battle cry. That's the one thing, though, I didn't like about this. Anyway, they ended up getting safe passage through the lands. However, the lady that they were going after shot at them and all that good stuff. And there was a cool scene where they had to go through the night and shoot up this like burst charge, smoke charge thing that was really cool, and it helped them get across. And then there was a cool little fight between the girl and the guy, which was kind of dark, and not like dark like tone. I mean dark like it was kind of hard to see, but it was still a cool little fight. And then the Mandalorian dish showed up, and they ended up tying her up, and then Mando was gonna go back and get a ship because they couldn't go back on two speeders. So the new guy didn't want to leave. He didn't trust Mando to not keep his bounty and all that stuff. So Mando goes, and then it becomes daylight, and the lady starts talking to the new guy, and he's like, "Look, why do you want me when everyone in the bounty hunter?" Because the kid wants to be legendary. That's what he wants, and he wants to be in the bounty hunter guild. And she's saying, if you want to be legendary, you need to get the Mandalorian. Everyone's after him because of a target he took. He betrayed the guild, and plus, look at his armor alone. This kind of talks him into it. He walks up to her slowly, and that's the thing I love about the show. It goes predictable, unpredictable, back to predictable. And in a good way to where you just don't know. He walks up to her. I think he's going to let her go when he first walks up. Then when he stops, I think he's just going to hit her. But no, he shoots her, leaves her, and then he's like, yeah, I'm going to be legendary. Then he goes after Mando. He gets back to the ship. He grabs the baby and waits for Mando. He ends up getting Mando, holds him at gunpoint, and basically Mando has one of those seismic charges, and he waits, and he sets one of those off. It blinds it blinds the kid. After, and when the kid was holding him down at gunpoint, he was talking about how, I'm going to be legendary and this and that. It was kind of sad because I knew what was coming. He was going to die. And at this point, I in my eyes, he became a bounty hunter. He became a scoundrel. That's what he did. So, it turned out the Mandalorian had one of those seismic charges, and he set that off, and then he moved very quickly to the left of the ship. And then by the time the new guy could actually see, one blast, boom. And the baby was fine and everyone was good. Mando was able to pay the lady, and his ship got repaired, and he took off, and it looks like that kid's actually dead. I like how they didn't censor that. I mean, you could argue the guy's in his 30s, but I'm pretty sure he's in his 20s. And, it's a galaxy. It's very unruly, and it's like the Old West. So, now the interesting thing about this was the ending. Everyone's saying that it was Boba Fett, but the last scene shows someone walking with Mandalorian-type boots and a cape, a very long cape. The first time I saw it, I just thought it was Mando. I thought it was the Mandalorian. That's all I thought. But everyone is swearing on their sweet mama Jesus that it was Boba Fett. I don't know if it was Boba Fett, but if it was, cool. It'd be cool for him to show up. I've said this from the beginning. I'd like him to make small cameos, and then maybe have like a reason to kind of hunt down Mando, or maybe they team up once or twice. They team up, and then later, towards the end of the series, maybe even the last episode, they fight and Mando wins or something like that, but something to where it builds off of the Boba Fett character, but more so the Mandalorian. Now, people are saying that's not cool, you know, they have to build, why can't they just build off of the Mandalorian? Why are they going to use someone else to entice the series? And, well, here's the thing. It's not like it's Darth Vader. It's not a huge character. It should be a huge character, but it's not. Boba Fett and Jango Fett were two characters that were better used off screen because apparently no one knew how to use them on screen. But they're actually really cool and interesting characters. And in the EU expanded universe, Boba Fett clawed out of that Zorlok pit that Han accidentally kicks him into, and he doesn't die. So it's not canon yet, but if they move that to canon, then yeah, 5 years after all that happened, it could still be Boba. I don't know if it's Boba. If it is, I'd like not to find out till either the end of the season or even next season. They can take a while to play some of these storylines off, so. But I thought that was cool. Overall, this episode was a 9 out of 10 because the comical thing, while it was comical, it wasn't right. It wasn't a place to do it. Tusken Raiders, it doesn't work. If it would have been maybe another alien or something, it might have worked, but no, you can't do it with Tusken Raiders. Anyway, you guys, that's going to be it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. I can't wait to see you in the next one. I can't wait to watch the next one. There's only 3 left, 6, 7, and 8. And just a reminder, 7 and 8 come out in the same week. 7 comes out on the Wednesday, and then 8 comes out on the Friday. So we have one last stretch, and that's to number 6, which is this coming Friday. If y'all enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for further content if you haven't already, and if there's anything we could have done to make this review better, please comment down below what it is, and we'll try to fix it. And we'll see you next time when you're ready to go to a galaxy far, far away. And remember, Pepsi then, Pepsi now, Pepsi forever, and most importantly, survive and endure. Destiny is all. And if you're not down with that, we only got 2 words for you. Fuck off. Have a peptastic day.
I am your father.